good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. Wow, what a situation we have here. Isn't it incredible? Well, anyways, we have Inti here joining us for this incredible day of the markets.
Hello, people. Are you enjoying the ride?
Yeah,
Do you
what
hear
a
that
ride.
shotgun called beer flu?
Yeah. Well, you might as well call it COVID-19 or the coronavirus because you know what? I don't care if they demonetize my. At this point, we need to talk about what's going on, what we can do, and how you can protect yourself. So today's episode, I will discuss some options on what we should do now that this is declared as a pandemic, and how we can go about solving this problem without the government. Because you know what, the government's not going to come and rescue us. Oh, look at this! My headphones are all messed up. Just realized that. Okay, so hang on. Anyway, let me just correct that. And then I've been so shocked. I'm shocked by the news that I didn't fix my headphones here. There we go. So yeah, oh wow, it's a shocking situation that we have here. Um, of course, right? Let's. I'm like I look. Let's bring up the charts, right? First, right? Because today that's I think everybody wants to see the charts. And when I saw this on the S&P, I went underneath my desk.
Super Google Lee said, buying the dips last time we see this level ever.
Oh wow! Like, just wow. I think the circuit breakers are gonna go off again on the what's it called, the stock market, for sure. At least if they haven't gone off on the futures market here. Wow. Um, okay. Buying the dips last time. This is the level. Well, you know what? Hold your horses here, right? This is just the first hit of the tornado here, right? The backside of this tornado is going to be very interesting, right? So we gotta wait and let the market tell us what to do, right? Don't tell the market what it should be doing, and yeah, it's okay if you're a dollar cost averager. You could just pretty much ignore all this and just, okay, you know what, it's time for me to buy, and that's it, right? But for most of us, right, when we're looking at this, right, I mean, like, oil's like doomed. Look at Ethereum. I would never have thought Ethereum would have done this. Never, never, never. Uh, um, yeah, Bitcoin, right? It's hit $5,721, right? I'm sure all of you feel like this.
Man, game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure most of you feel like that right now. You're like wondering, what the heck are we gonna do? What we're just all we can, whatever we can do, basically. Um, as for let's start with the stocks. What should you do? Like, most people will tell you here, right? You shouldn't sell your stocks, and normally that's probably good advice. But at this point in time, right, it's time to circle the wagons, and get if you're in the stock market, even if you're in the growth stocks, you could either hold on to them if you're like young, if you're 20 to 25 years old, and you can hold and ride this thing all the way down. That's not a problem. And you're investing for what's it called, retirement, that's fine. You could ride this thing down. But if you have short-term goals, that's in the next 5 years, I suggest you sell here and look for lower prices, and look for better opportunities to get in, because this thing is going a lot lower, a lot faster. Now, doesn't mean that there can't be a dead cat bounce here, but you're risking it, because honestly, this thing is ready to go. With this gap here, this gap is another gap and go, Inti, well, I want you to Inti, I want you to do a gap study and show people where this thing's gonna go, based on the gap, and I want you to post it up on Twitter, or in our what's it called, Telegram group and stuff like that, so that people can see what this thing is going to do in the next little while, and you're going to be very, very shocked. Inti's studying how to trade, so yeah, he knows the gap theory, and he knows what this also means.
Yeah, we're having like really low targets now.
Exactly. So, what do we do? What do we do here? I'm going to be really shocked if Ethereum breaks this level. It's interesting why this happened is mostly because of MakerDAO. Unfortunately, a lot of people probably put in a lot of money thinking that this is not going to break below 150, 200 or so, right? And break the 200 level, and they pumped into the MakerDAO, and now they're all getting liquidated all the way down. So you can blame this on MakerDAO. I'm wondering if they've had any circuit breakers, and they probably stopped the whole system. I'm not sure, but that's where we are now, and this is an opportunity for anybody to buy Ethereum, because you know what, this is a low that Ethereum's not going anywhere, right? The fundamentals of Ethereum hasn't changed. There's no negative news against Ethereum. The only thing that has changed is price. So keep that in mind. The next thing is Bitcoin. I wanted to go along here just before I had a long signal right here, and I saw this, and I saw the dump, and I realized, oh my God, this thing's going to go now. And I wanted to trade it, but then I would have had to cancel my this video. So I was thinking, nah, maybe not, right? Because it was so juicy, and I wish I had shorted this, right? I mean, I cleared out all my long positions at break even, and as I was clearing them out at break even, I realized the area that I was clearing them out was let me just bring up the charts here. The clear area that I was clearing them out, because I had this, I started buying here, down here. I watched this come up, dump, and then come back up again, and I started clearing out my longs up here, and then I realized this is where I normally take a short, and I didn't. I wish I had, right? I was like, yeah, I don't want to feel like managing a short here, and yeah. Look at that. I mean, it's just like I have to go underneath the table, right, in order to find this thing. Right? Wow. So yeah, a dead cat bounce is way overdue here. We're going to move up quite a bit here, and because like we're just way oversold here on the 4 hour, we have we're probably going to come back up and visit probably the 61.8. From this level here at the very least, right? So that's right back where we were at the 61.8, which is $7,882. That's going to be cool, right? A lot of people are going to get all bullish on that, but now that we broke the last bottom, I have to say, okay, well, you know what? Let me just get rid of this head and shoulders pattern, because that's off the table. Oops. Must have deleted something else. Come on, head and shoulders. Goodbye. That's so sad. Well, this can't be drawn from here. This has to be drawn from here. Let's see here. Keep that on there. But that's not gonna hold. Because we made a new low here. That even though we come back up to maybe, oh, look at that, 38.2 is right here as well. Wow. Okay. We come up to the 7,500, 7,800 level around here. Even though we might come back up here, we're going to try to retest this bottom again and most likely break it. So keep that in mind when you're doing your trades. Do not FOMO in. Should the market take us back up here, of course, right? That's not the new bull market. What you're looking for, again, over again, you got to repeat it over and over again for people. What you're looking for in the market, and it would have been nice if we didn't break that last bottom, is a Wing pattern, right? Prices come back down, right? Oops, let me do that again. Prices go up and come back down, right? And create a nice Wing pattern right here. So, right? And so that the bottom part here, this bottom W does not go lower than this point here. So we could, if we just had held that, like the 7,800, 6,800 level or something, right, and not broken that last bottom, and that would have been beautiful W, right? It would have made a beautiful W for Bitcoin to be in its bullish phase. But Bitcoin loves to what's it called? Do a capitulation move, basically. So this might be a capitulation move where it does an FU move to get rid of everybody, flush everybody out, come back down a little bit, and then off we go. So this move, I could call it a capitulation move, but the problem is, right, there's nothing down here to say, okay, well, this was the bottom. This is the point where, hey, you know what? Just not going to make any more lows. There's no trend lines that I can see. Maybe somebody else has a trend line in their charts or something like that. But for mine, for my charts, I don't have anything that says, hey, yeah, that's a decent bottom. That's probably where it should stop and turn around. So with that said, right, there's a likelihood that this thing could come back down and maybe come all the way down to the 200-week moving average, or 200-week moving average is the most likely scenario, I'm thinking. So let's bring that up.
Okay. So Super Google Lee asked, please say some encouraging words to hodlers. Like, please.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, the encouraging thing is that, you know what, this is not going to last, right? Bitcoin will come back and turn around. Oh, look at this. We do have like a downward trend line on my weekly that we've bounced off of. So there you go. We have something here. And look, this is if this is weekly, I'm going to make sure that this is actually weekly, because last time it was not. Yes. Perfect. Look at that. Look where the weekly 200-day week average is. Beautiful people. Oh my God, this is excellent. Even if we do come back and just maybe come back and scare the little children a little bit more and go to the and actually touch the 200-week average, doesn't matter. This thing is positive now. We have something positive to look forward to right here. This is good. I think that even if we do break down and do another week and break down and play with this area a little bit, it's still fine. I think we'll find a lot of buyers here to keep this thing higher, and I think this is the absolute bottom. I really feel that this is the absolute bottom, somewhere down here, right? Even if we play with it a little bit next week or this week, we should bottom here and come and never see it again. So there's your good news. Excellent. So I'm happy that I brought up that chart, this long-term chart that I've been playing with for quite some time. Again, for the rest of you guys, the dollar cost average guys, you should be going, hit the buy button on my normal time, and that's it, and not worry about it. Because honestly, Bitcoin has not changed. The only thing that's changed in Bitcoin is the price, and Bitcoin's going higher, right? So let's do this. Let's be happy that we had some good news. I would have liked to gotten in that trade. Oh my God, I kind of wish I should have canceled today's stream to trade this one, but oh well. I'm happy to be with you too. I won't go broke because of it. Anyways, I wouldn't have bet the farm anyway. So you know how it is, right? And you don't want to get wrecked in this market. So, and it wouldn't have made it like a huge difference. It just made you feel good running trade. Anyways, alrighty, let's get on to the point. The point of today's show was what could you do personally in your lives to protect yourself from COVID-19, the coronavirus? Well, first off, right, the government's not going to do what it needs to do in order to protect yourself, to protect you and protect your family. So what you need to do that. And one of the things you need to do, right, is vitamin C and vitamin D is our great supplement vitamins to help boost your immune system and strengthen you. You need to stop drinking. You need to stop smoking. If you're doing that, because you want your body to be as healthy as it possibly can be. Should in the event that you obtain this virus, that you can survive it, because that's the most important thing. No matter what happens in the markets, no matter what happens overall with the quarantine, your survival is the most paramount thing you need to worry about. Not the $15,000 that one person lost in the market today. I lost even more, man. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So don't worry about it. That doesn't matter. What matters is your health, because you can make that money back. Money can always be gotten. You could always get money back, but you cannot get another life back, right? So consider that, right? So that's the key thing, is to take care of yourself first, right? The second thing you can do is minimize the best to your best of ability, of getting together in groups, right? And going out on the subway, going out to see if you could stay home if you can, right? Work from home if you can. And also, the next thing you can do is also wash your hands all the time. And when you do meet with other people, make sure that no more handshakes, no more kisses. Right here in Chile, kissing women on the side of the cheek is a customary thing to do. I think that's got to stop here, right? Kind of like it, but what could you do? You gotta protect your family and stuff like that. So that's gotta end, right? No physical contact with people in general, even people you do know, right? You do the friendly fist bump. Let's do that, Dinty. Fist bump.
That's it. That's it. Now I need alcohol gel.
Yeah, exactly. Get that alcohol gel afterwards. Yeah, and these are some of the things you can do. I know that it's not practical for some people who work as a waiter at a restaurant. That they cannot they cannot not stop working and stuff like that, and that's understandable. So the best thing I can advise you to do is try to stay at least 1 or 2 meters away from your clients. Once you finish serving food, right, keep that alcohol gel, or even just go to the washroom and wash your hands with soap every single time. That's good enough, right? Just get paranoid with it, right? And yeah, you want to try to survive, right? Because as a person who's just working at a restaurant or working in a job where there's a lot of people that generally come through, you want to do your best to survive this, right? And I don't know what will happen to you should you get this virus, but the problem is I don't want you to end up in the hospital and in the middle of this pandemic, because we haven't flattened the curve of this growth of this virus, and the chances are you will survive, but only through if your case is very grave, only through with medical attention, right? If you have money and you have like the means, I suggest you go and order an oxygen tank or a couple oxygen tanks, right? So that you can, should you or somebody you know that you love catch this virus and the hospitals are inundated, that they can have at least a fighting chance with oxygen because this thing fills up your lungs and you are unable to breathe and you're unable to receive enough oxygen to your brain and you basically suffocate. So if you can have the means, purchase oxygen tanks. That's another option for you. But obviously the key things that you need to get: food, water, right, for the quarantine that will eventually come down. Inti, you got something to say?
Yes. Let's be honest. People are not going to get an oxygen tank. The best they can do is not taking not getting in too crowded areas and washing their hands properly.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying people with means, right? I'm saying people who have enough money to buy whatever they want, should consider purchasing an oxygen tank, right? And getting one for their house, so that, because you know what, if the hospitals get filled up in your area, that oxygen tank might be a savior of somebody you love and care about so much. So I would consider doing that, right?
Mm-hmm. And besides, people is not on your channel to hear about healthcare. They are here to hear about the market. Yeah. So I have a good question for you. What can a normal person do to get out of this economic crisis that's coming? I cannot hold dollars because it's going to crash.
The holding dollars is right now the best thing to do. Yes, the dollars will eventually collapse, but because there's going to be a lot of things purchased, a lot of assets dropping in value over time, over the next little while, the dollars you'll be able to purchase those assets, such as Bitcoin, such as Ethereum, such as gold, silver, coins. They're going to get whacked hard over the next little while, but once the dollar starts to crack, right? Of course, right? You'll be out of those dollars because you'll be purchasing all the things that got discounted over the next little while, and that's the point.
Where can people invest then? Since everything's going down, remember we talked about this yesterday?
Yeah, we talked about it, and I said that the best thing to do, right, is anything real, anything like, for example, if you can go to your bank and borrow as much money as you possibly can with low interest rates. With that's the caveat. Don't be putting it on your credit card. That's just dumb. Right? But if you can purchase an asset that has income generating properties, right? So, for example, rental properties, farmland, and stuff like that. Anything that produces income that has dropped significantly, and you can borrow to get that.
He says, let's buy hand sanitizers and masks. That is a good investing.
Yeah, for the short term, yeah, sure, it's a great idea to buy that, and resell that during the crisis. But you run the risk. You run the risk of actually catching the virus yourself when you sell those things to the public, the general public. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I have a super chat just came through. Why wouldn't gold rally to 10K if there were really a hedge? Well, the reason why is because several factors in that, right? One, gold is mostly a gambling instrument on the market. So because of that, nobody owns, the majority of people who believe they own gold do not, right? They own either hypothecated gold, meaning some gold that belongs to somebody else, duplicated on their balance sheet. And also they own exposure to the gold price mostly, meaning that hey, you know what? Somebody's betting that gold's going down, and you're betting that gold's going up. So that means the counterparty pays you if you sell at a higher price. But the counterparty knows that you're not going to sell until prices go extremely high, and because you did not participate in helping the price higher, you are keeping the price lower by holding fake gold. And that's you can, let's just say you own an ETF, right? As an example, what most people would probably own. You could go run out and sell realize this and sell your ETF and run out and buy physical gold. But you're just, and the people who are watching this video are just a small number of people that might realize, hey, wait a minute, that's right, I'm not participating in helping the gold price go higher. Well, yeah, you're not going to make a difference, right? So keep that in mind. So if you want to hold your exposure to gold price, that's fine as well. Just that keep this in mind. It is in the interest of the U.S. government to keep gold prices down. So keep that in mind. I think there will become a time when, with the gold prices down, that you won't be able to go and buy physical gold. It will be all gone from your coin shops, your dealers, and everything, because you know what, the U.S. The U.S. is and the Fed, government, and the U.S. government and the Fed, they have a clear mission to keep prices of gold down because it is the canary in the coal mine. They cannot let that thing sing, and or die, and let people know, hey. Inflation is here. So, yeah, keep that in mind. All right. So, next question. Let's get on to some more questions. Oh,
Okay,
wait a minute. Another super chat. I'm going to answer
Yes.
this one. Should we buy toilet paper and hand gel? Lol. Just wanted to say thanks. Thank you for your videos. Was panicking and needed some comfort. Loads of blessings. Yeah, don't worry. Don't panic. Honestly, if you're young, remember, you can ride this out. Just buy. You can, if you have stocks, and you're like between the ages 20 and maybe even 30, as old as 30. Yeah, you know what? I'd say even lump 30-year-olds, a few 30-year-olds, up to 33-year-olds into this category. If you want to hold your stocks all the way down, that's fine too, right? That's a good idea as well, because you know what, we don't know where the bottom really is when it comes to stocks, because you know what, the problem with that is, the reason why we don't know where the bottom is the Fed. The Fed has a bazooka, right? They could come out and say, you know what, we're buying stocks. We're going to put in $7-8 trillion into the stock market, and then there you go. The bottom is here, and the price of stocks will go crazy. That will also cause inflation up to yin yang, of course, right? But they can do it, and you don't know what they're going to do, right? So keep that in mind as you, if you sell your stocks to take cash, and I would suggest you go and buy physical silver, any kind of physical asset. It doesn't have to be physical silver or gold. It can be anything that you know that you can sell after the system restarts, basically, right? Anything you know that you can resell after the system restarts, it's fine. Can we look at the BTCD and the Bitcoin dominance chart? Okay, sure. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull that up. Bitcoin dominance. Load chart. Let's see here. Do I have the Bitcoin dominance chart here? See me futures. Total. No. All right. Let me just bring up a new chart. New chart layout. Okay, there we go. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. Cancel. I want to. Oh, what happened there? I just, okay. Well, I thought I had that. BTC.D. Yes? No? Maybe so? You want to bring that up? Let's take a look at what we got here. Wow. Well, the dominance chart stuck its head back up into where it broke, right? So now this point here, this line down here, right about here. Let's just see here. Right here, maybe right here. All these lines here, I would say between here and here is the resistance level, right? So if we break above these points here, the dominance could go a lot higher on Bitcoin. This is now resistance, right? And it was support before, and now it broke it, and now it becomes resistance. So if we can like keep it down, the altcoins are gonna have their altcoin party. Let's hope that comes true, because like I'm fully loaded on. I got a lot of bags, man. Got a lot of bags. Got a lot of bags. Oh man. But hey, you know what? The market will do whatever the market wants to do. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing, right? And hope for the best. And that's that. I mean, that's all I can do. All right. Next question.
Next question. So I have a super chat from Lamart Glenn, and says, with the market falling, what effect will the halving have on crypto?
With the market falling, yes, crypto. We've already seen what happens, right? With the market falling,
Yeah.
Right? Like, take a look, right? Take a look, right? You see the effect is clear. I mean, we all knew this, right? I already said this beforehand, many times in many videos that unfortunately, if the market drops, Bitcoin's going to drop with it, right? And altcoins are going to do it the same. And here we are. And there's nothing we can do about it except wait for the bottoms to come in and start buying the bottoms, right? And you know what to look for when the bottom comes in, right?
Again, Super Google Lee. Is this dump from Wells or general fear?
It's just fear. I mean, it's all 100% fear, because we have complete. Think about this, right? You have uncertainty of all production in all markets, virtually all markets. When we start having quarantines and people can't go to work, right? That means things are not going to be produced. People are not going to be able to buy stuff. So there's not going to be any profit in any corporations. So obviously we are selling assets out of fear in order to circle the wagons and protect our financial lives, right? Okay, I really appreciate Super Google Lee super chats and stuff like that, but I think we should go on to some questions in the regular comment section, because like he's like monopolizing it with the super chats.
Yeah.
Right, so
I'm going to save all the super chats anyways. So
yeah,
your
save it
question will not
for
remain
so
unanswered.
we'll answer his question at another time. There was somebody else who did do a super chat at the end of the last stream. Did you ever get that?
Yes. Is Bashir Khalif? I promised him that
Yeah.
I would answer this. No, you will answer this. With the recession nearly here, and he said it yesterday, so it's pretty funny. In your opinion, what time frame will BTC most likely break the all-time high? What will be the effect of the recession?
Yes, that's good. I think sometime in next year, not next year, sorry. I think, the all-time high is probably going to be broken next year, but I think that we will see some Bitcoin above 14,000, somewhere between the October-November timeframe, maybe as early as September. Bitcoin will be a lot higher than where it is today, and you will be making quite some significant gains here, and you'll be a lot happier as the market will continue its trajectory downwards, unless the Fed actually comes in and throws a bazooka at it. Now, if they do that, Bitcoin's at a new all-time high by September timeframe. September-November timeframe. So yeah, that's all depends on the Fed. What the Fed does next, right? What happens to our money? If they let everything, if they continue on the current track, yeah, prices will be collapsing, and they need to throw a bazooka at this thing. All right, next question.
Next question. This is really important because I really wanted you to talk about this. Tool for Knowledge is saying, now TA guys tell us that BTC will go up in few months for a healthy and organic growth. But when it's dropping like this, that's okay to not wait for months to gradually drop. So he says that TA is bullshit. Oh, sorry, it's BS. And I wanted to make a point here, is that technical analysis, I mean, the technical analysis is not worth nothing, but is not that powerful when really important fundamental drivers comes to the market.
Correct.
Then the work of the technical just disappears and has to start over.
Yeah, so what happens, what you're trying to say, Inti, is that technical analysis works until there's a fundamental change in what you're trading. So, for example, and besides, another thing, that the reason why you feel that technical analysis is BS is because what happens is you're only dealing with probabilities here in TA. So what is the probability that at this point the market's going to go up or go down, right? And so you assign probabilities based on either patterns, either Fibonacci levels, and what's it called, trends and so forth, right? So, and also indicators down here, which is like whether or not it's oversold or undersold, oversold or overbought, and so forth. So these things give us indications on which was the highest probability of what is going to happen next. Doesn't guarantee that, so that's why you feel that TA is not valid, because you want certainty and you can't have it, right? You can't have certainty in the charts, period, right? And because of that, you must mitigate risk. What does that mean? That means you cannot bet your house on a particular direction on the market. No, you can't do that. The most you can bet, right, absolute highest you can bet, is 5% of your total investment portfolio. What do I mean by investment portfolio? That means if you deposit $500 into your investments, and that into a particular brokerage, that means you can only use 5% of that. That means $25, right? I think that's 5%. That's 50. Yeah, 5% is $25. So if you stick to those rules, when you're investing, when you're trading, right? Because you're looking for a higher than 50% probability, you will over time, using TA, make money trading, and that's what it's for, right? So if you understand that, that's why so many people, when they look at technical analysis, they think it's garbage. It's not garbage, right? It's garbage because you want absolutes. There is no absolutes here. Sorry, go find it. Go ask a what's it called, a person, a gypsy or something like that, for an absolute, and they won't give it to you either, right? Or a fortune teller. They don't exist, right? So don't look for one, right? Don't look for somebody that's going to tell you exactly, absolutely, hey, buy, put everything on this and buy it, because that doesn't exist. And it's going to 100% work out every single time. If you're looking for that, right, you're not going to find it. All you're going to have to, all you can find is like saying, okay, well, let's just say you want to put everything on Bitcoin, everything, right? What you're trying to look now for is what is the probability of Bitcoin going to zero, right? There is a percentage chance that it can go to zero. I would estimate that percentage chance to be about 1 or 2% at most, right? That's my estimate, right? Based on several factors, right? One is a lot of the developers, a lot of eyeballs on Bitcoin, a lot of people looking to find holes and vulnerabilities and so forth. This way, you have that protection that the agreement of what Bitcoin is will remain the same for a lengthy time, and because of that, other people will become interested in Bitcoin and want to purchase it and buy, and so you're taking a huge risk if you do this. If you buy it, put 100% of the Bitcoin, but there's only a 2% smaller risk that you can go and lose everything. So that's one assessment you might want to do. I don't recommend it. I don't suggest that you do so, but if you do, I understand why, right? Because there's a high probability of success with an all-in strategy on Bitcoin, and I would say the same would apply for Ethereum as well. Okay.
Davinci, great news! We broke a record.
What's that?
947 people are watching right now your show.
Wow, that's cool, man. You know what? I would really like if 947 people were to hit the like button as well.
Yes, people, please like and subscribe. We're really, really, really grateful about all your support, and we love that you're liking this show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. And let's see how many subscribers do I have? Oh, I'm short from the 70,000 subscribers by 500. So if there's people out there who hasn't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Right? Let me push me over the 70,000 mark. And hey, you know what? And any of my live streams, if we ever passed 1,000 likes, I'm going to give away some Bitcoins right into the group. So, but right now, we haven't gotten to we've gotten like a few piddly number of likes. Oh, well, we doubled. Look at that. We doubled like the coronavirus in your area. In an instant. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate the liking. Alrighty. Next question. A few more questions. Let's go. A few more questions.
We have a super chat from Suher Napki. Sorry if I pronounce it badly. Your thoughts on quarterly 21 EMA at 4,800? Has it been the major market bottom historically? Major voice said there. I don't know if I will correct.
Okay, so the question was, let's see here. Your thoughts on the quarterly 21 EMA at 4,800. Is it a major market bottom historically? Major buys set there? You know what? The 21 EMA on the quarterly charts. Interesting. Never really thought about looking at a quarterly chart, but let's do that right now. See if we can do that. Let's see here. Which chart should we try to pull up with the quarterlies? Let's do a fresh chart. And let's see if we can pull that up. Here's a 1 month chart, and let's put in the EMA. I wonder if I have, if I have any kind of EMAs. Okay, so I have a couple EMAs here, so I'm going to edit this and go to the 21 EMA and then switch to the quarterly. Yeah, I know I'm not on the quarterly yet. So the yellow line should be 21 EMA, okay? And we want to go to, let's see here, if we can change the numbers to, interval change. I wonder if I can do 3. Not applicable. Crap. Okay, Let's try on. Let's try. No, we can't do on perpetual swaps because there's not enough time frame. Let's try here. Okay, and we're going to expand that. And then we're going to go to a 3-month range. Let's see here. Let's see if we can edit this. Add. Is there a way to edit that? Interesting. Interesting. Well, I can't seem to switch the range here. Let's see here. Seconds. Add. Range. Months. No. Month. Oh, okay, there we go. Months. There we go. There we go. Add. There we go. Auto fit. Okay. And we have the 13 EMA looking really interesting here. Wow, on the quarterlies. Right, we're above the 13 EMA on the quarterlies. Well, okay. In range there, let's just see the 21 EMA is what you wanted to see, right?
Oh, Davinci, you weren't sharing your screen. I'm sorry.
Oh, shame. Sorry about that. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't notice before, guys.
Oh, my bad. So there we go. The 21 EMA. There we go. All right. So there we go. Let's see. It's way down here at 4,800. We've been bouncing off. Interesting. We've been bouncing off of that, and we might try to test that again. It'd be interesting to see if the market tests that. Let's save this I'm going to save this chart for another day to take a look at this thing on a quarterly basis and see how it looks. We've got some 3 red quarterlies and 3 red quarters, and I think the next quarter, which will appear in 19 days, we'll close this quarter in 19 days. So I really think the next quarter is going to be green. I'm going to bet the next quarter is going to be green. All right. Let's move back here. All right. Well, that's a cool thing to look at. I mean, I'm always down to learning new stuff, man, because you know why? I'm just like Brian, right? Brian Beamish from The Rational Investor. He's always said that he's a student of the market, and I agree. I'm a student of the market. I'm always willing to look at something differently and learn something new. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that piece of information with us all here on my channel. All right, next question.
So, Keep Allen is something that everyone wants to know. What's your target downwards?
My target, I think we've already looked at this. I think that we are already here. That's why I wanted to trade it. I think we're already here. I think we're somewhere here in this level. I'm going to bring it up. Right. Here we go. Let's see here. Right here in this level, right around here, where which is 5,500 at the most, somewhere between 5,500 to where we are 6,000 level is where we should be bottoming and looking for a turnaround. Now, we do have 20 more days in this month. I think we're going to play with this area for a little bit, maybe even have a little bit of an FU move all the way down to that quarterly number of 4,800. But then I think it's blue skies ahead, right? It might be a little bit of a slog, but this big downward move is good. These big downward moves, once we start moving upwards into them, it's going to be very, very violently up. Next question.
So this is from Tommy, and asks, what are your thoughts about the GDP of the U.S. in 2020 in order to the Corona beer?
What is my outlook of the GDP? Well, the GDP, right, is a garbage number because it's been changed like 20 different times in the last 100 years. So because of that, it makes it impossible to make it a fair judgment of what the GDP is. Then, on top of that, they manipulate all other stats against the GDP that's measured with the GDP, such as the CPI, right? And basically they basically change information, preventing us from really figuring out what's going on in the economy. And yeah, you can take the GDP and say, hey, you know what, we're in a recession, we're not in a recession. I think honestly, if we just take the measurements, we take the mean measurement of the mean method of measuring GDP, and we would say we were in a recession the whole time of the last 10 years, basically, if you were to take the real measurements of GDP against minus real inflation, which was running around 9 to 10% for the last 10 years, you'd say that we were in a recession for the last 10 years, and you can see that you don't see it, a depression really, in effect, but you could see it in the sense that, hey, there's a record number of people on food stamps in the United States. And because we didn't see any soup lines, we didn't realize that we've been in depression the whole time. So that's the thing I want people to know. And then, of course, the number of people taking on more than one job, right, has increased year over year for the last 10 years. So that's an indication of that we have been in a recession all this time. All right, one more question and we'll call it a day, I guess.
One more question. This is an old question. This is from E.V. Allen, and says, can Davinci tell us more about Pandora's wallet? When can we expect support for Linux?
Oh, cool. I appreciate that that question. Well, as you know, I have Pandora's wallet is the software that I've been working on to trade altcoins, right? We have a lot of new features, right? I actually did. I would like to. I've been meaning to do this, and I've been like lazy. I need to do a video showing you some of the cool features that we have, so that once you set an order, you can right-click the transaction after you've got the order and received the cryptocurrencies. Right-click and say sell half on a double, and then we'll automatically populate the information. You can just hit sell, and that's it. And so built into this is my trading strategy as well. So I have that set up with this, and there's a free 1 month trial, and then you can do a monthly subscription. With each subscription, you'll also participate. You could join my private Telegram group where I show you where I'm buying crypto, and so you could join me on my buys. And also participate when the market finally does start going crazy and we see altcoins exploding into new heights and so forth. And we can all enjoy that together. I love watching people in the group showing off their doubles, right? It warms my heart to watch if people make money. So join us if you want to, and I hope to see you in the chat group and sharing our ideas and sharing what things that we can purchase and at the low. If you're looking for W's, looking for opportunities, for us to make some more money trading the altcoins. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And as for his question, I know I didn't answer it. We don't have support for Linux just yet. We are working on. We're going to be working on Ethereum first. Then we're going to work on support for the Mac and then Linux. But probably we'll probably do Mac and Linux together because it just makes sense. All right. Well, thank you for that question. That was great to wrap it up with that question. The main thing that we need to do here, right, as you can see, I don't know if I could zoom this in, right, but the main thing that we need to do is flatten the curve, right, and the governments are not going to do that. The governments, the time for that has passed for the governments to do this. This means that our healthcare system is going to be overwhelmed, right, and so the point is you don't want to catch this thing whilst our hospital system is overwhelmed, because you'll just sit there and you will die in the hospital. They won't even treat you at all. And it's gotten so bad that in Italy that people die for other non-related issues in the hospital. So yeah, we don't want this. We don't want that. We want to get this thing down so that slowly the amount of people who do catch this virus can get the medical attention that they need and survive it, and we can all do well together. So let's do that. Let's do what we can by preventing us from getting sick, each and every one of you from getting sick, so that you don't have to go to the hospital and you don't have to use up the resources of the hospital until you absolutely need to. So yeah, that's the message for today. Thank you everyone for watching my channel. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, right? Yeah, I think that, let's see here. Do I have anything else that I need to mention here? I always forget something in the videos and at the end of the videos, but yeah, well, that's the way it is. But anyways, if you haven't seen the video popping up right, I always screw that up, right over here, right? Check it out. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.